Just a couple of hours of rain and Delhi drowned as expected. Why has it become so predictable? In 2023, the flash floods in Yamuna saw thousands of citizens evacuated. Are there no lessons learned from last year? Which are the biggest lessons from 2023 floods for Delhi? News 9 Plus decodes. To understand why Delhi gets flooded, one must understand the city's topography. Delhi has two important geographical features. One is Yamuna and the second is the ridge. Old Delhi, or Shahjahanabad, that was built in the 17th century, was located between the ridge and the river. The river was important for drinking water, drainage and flood control. And the ridge was very important because it provided the slope for drainage. Even the British chose Raisina Hills as their headquarters. The refugee influx in Delhi after the partition, after 1947, changed the city like never before. The population doubled and haphazard growth of the city began. 36 colonies were built for refugees. A lot of government offices were built in the central vista. That is the root cause of chaotic urban planning in Delhi. This is what continues even today when the lack of stormwater drains brings the city to its knees. Why does Yamuna get flooded every year? The last big floods in Delhi were in 1978. The ring road was built within the floodplain along the Red Fort, and about 6 meters land was filled up and raised for the construction of the ring road. Daryaganj, which by name itself suggests used to be a darya, filled up. Plots and bungalows came up over the river. So a lot of construction was done over the flood-prone area. The Yamuna River was treated as the backyard of the city, and a lot of undesirable structures like the power station, cremation ground, sanitary landfills, industrial areas, and then the samadhis for the VIPs, etc. All these came up next to Yamuna. Yamuna floodplains were treated like vacant land, even until a few years ago. For example, during the Commonwealth Games, a lot of infrastructure came up along the Yamuna floodplains, including the Commonwealth Games village. How are the unauthorized colonies adding to the woes? There are a lot of unauthorized colonies on the floodplains. There were 76 unauthorized colonies that came up on the riverbed, mostly during 1981 to 2001. Plus, there are more than 2,000 unauthorized colonies in areas away from the river. There has been a lot of pressure for regularization of these colonies. The government provides the budget for the provisions of sewage, sanitation, roads and electricity, electric substation and even small parks. But the development is not always satisfactory. Is Delhi alone responsible for the flooding? When the 1978 flood occurred, it was realized that flooding in Delhi is not from the areas within Delhi alone. When Haryana's Hathini Kund barrage is opened, Yamuna gets flooded. Experts believe that rainwater in the low-lying areas of Gurgaon, Bahadurgarh, Sonipat, Panipat and Ghaziabad, if not disposed properly, gets into Delhi and floods the national capital. How are the lost floodplains contributing to flooding? Delhi has lost 35% of its floodplains. So the water which used to spread in 100 square kilometers is now confined within 65 square kilometers. That means we've lost 1/3 of the drainage capacity of the river. Why is Delhi's drainage system not modernized? Delhi's drainage system goes back to the colonial times. Most of the drains were built 50-60 years back, some even 100 years back. Due to silting over the years, their capacity has drastically reduced. The population of Delhi in 1947 was around 20-25 lakhs, and today it is nearing 2 crore. But the drains have remained the same. What is the way forward? Further encroachment of the riverbed must be stopped. We need an integrated and interconnected systems of drainage for all jurisdictions of the city.